It's time to do daily prospect notes for tomorrow morning. Time to make the donuts. I am your host, Fangraphs lead prospect analyst Eric Longenhagen. Folks dig the content. Go to the site, check it out. If you haven't been there before, a lot of you have. Feedback on the first one of this year, where I just did the video, was like constructive mostly. And people want me to write, so I'll write, but I still have to do this part, right? Like I can't not do this part, so I figured I might as well. I'm going to keep recording it. I'm going to keep throwing them on YouTube. Maybe folks want to listen to it like a daily podcast or whatever, go for it. But I got to do this part, so it's 10:53 p.m. here in good old Tempe, Arizona, and I'm in my front yard, just chilling. It was 100 degrees today, and so I like sitting out. I could not being in the house if I can help it. Okay, so St. Paul Saints at the Omaha Storm Chasers, Minnesota at Kansas City AAA. A lot of twofers on the St. Paul side. Rob Refsnyder, Trevor Larnach, 2 for 5 with a dinger. 3 strikeouts though. Brent Rooker also homered, 2 for 5. Those are two, corner power bats who Larnach, I think, is an everyday player. Like, there's a lot of power and much more bat-to-ball skill than Rooker. Ryan Jeffers, who kind of, bummed out that he's not seized control of, like, an everyday gig, whether it's catching or DHing. 1 for 4 tonight. Xander Wheel, JT Riddle, Tomas Telis, Drew Magee, Zhu Wei Lin, bunch of veteran guys. So here's Charlie Barnes, was the St. Paul starter tonight. 5 innings, 2 Ks. Didn't walk anybody. He's a lefty with a changeup out of Clemson. Guy I liked in college, but not a big line tonight. This is Carlos Fernandez, a guy who I have projected in relief, who started for Omaha. Big velo, secondary stuff. Secondary stuff's actually not bad, but it's not so good that he can't command it, and he doesn't. So no walks though. But Carlos Fernandez, just making sure. On the recently released Royals list, just towards the tops of the 40s, is a guy who I think has present utility as a good, solid middle reliever. Not the helium of like a Brent, lefty with like upper 90s and command of a slider. John McMillan, who's got like big carry on his fastball and extra trade value because of what the roster timeline is, because of when he signed. Not like that, but I do like Carlos Fernandez. 24, he's about as old as some of these college pitchers. Just not a bright, shiny new toy like the recent college draftees, but still a good arm on the precipice of the big leagues. I think he's kind of miscast right now in this starting role. Edward Olivares, 3 for 3 for Omaha. Guy they got from San Diego, like a roster overflow guy in San Diego. Got hot one spring, and when he was with the Padres, and just not enough room in that outfield with Pham and Grisham and those guys. All right, Columbus at Louisville. This is Cleveland at Cincinnati. 1 for 5 night for Shogo Akiyama, so he's 1 for 9 to start the year. 3 punch-outs tonight is kind of uncharacteristic of him. Not a lot going on in this game. Here's Owen Miller, who came over in the big, like, Gabriel Arias Clevenger trade. 24-year-old middle infielder from Illinois State. A lot of the like small school Midwest up the middle bats are kind of sneaky. Andy Young is another guy like this. Owen Miller's that really stable 45, like a lower variance 45. Can play up the middle, but isn't great. Not a lot of power, but the bat to ball really carries the day. And when you can play the middle infield, that plays, at least in some kind of role. So he was 3 for 4 with a double. Nolan Jones hitting 6th, playing third base. Be watching what position he ends up playing throughout the course of the year. This is a prospecting lineup, but no one really blew up for Columbus last night. Giancarlos Mejia, 4 walks in 4 innings for him. This is a guy who once, looked like a 45 type strike thrower with vanilla but playable stuff. 4 walks tonight, not a great look there. Here's a big one. Tony Santillan was once a big-time high school righty out of Texas, big arm strength. It was like 97, 99, I think, that first summer, but was as wild as can be. Was really worried that he was going to hurt somebody. Just throw in upper 90s gas with no idea where it was going. Body has sort of been out of control at times. Velo has keeled off. Was throwing hard for me this spring, but still got rocked by the Royals like Nick Pratto and Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt had like a little league inside the Parker against Santillan, and then Pratto homered in the next AB. He was throwing really hard that day, though. So he's one maybe I'll stash and see. That's an interesting thing to talk about. It's like, hey, I saw this guy throw hard. I have fresh video from that outing, too. So maybe that'll go in the post for tomorrow. Sort of talk about what the context for Santillan is, because when you just look at him in a vacuum, you're just sitting there at the game and you see how hard he's throwing and what kind of depth his breaking ball has, and you're like, this guy's pretty good. This is like his power relief type look at least. But then he gets shelled. All right, so Scranton at Syracuse. This is the New York teams. Luke Voigt led off again, rehabbing for the Yankees, 2 for 3 with a bomb. He doubled last night. Miguel Andujar, nice to see him do something. He was also 2 for 4 with a dinger. So his first of the year. He offered last night. And then, go to the Yankees list on the site. Some of these guys are on there. Gittins is an interesting one I mentioned yesterday. And then, like I said yesterday, other than Khalil Lee, who was over for 4 with 2 punch-outs, the rest of this lineup here for the Mets is interesting upper-level depth, some post-type prospect-type guys, Grion, Drury, even like Martin Cervenka, the catcher who used to be in Baltimore system. He's got some power. Double tonight. Drew Ferguson, once Rule 5 guy. No ridiculous pitching lines here. Sam McWilliams, who signed a big league deal basically as a minor league free agent, got like $750K. Even though he hadn't played a game in the big leagues yet. 2 innings, perfect relief, 3 Ks last night, so that's a good sign for him. He was pretty wild during the spring. Nashville at Toledo. So Chase Peterson, Dustin Peterson, Derek Fisher, Chad Spanberger has been traded a couple times. Arkansas? Was he Arkansas? I know he went off in that SEC tournament. Big power goon. Homer tonight, 1 for 2 off the bench. I wonder what happened with Fisher. Corey Ray, 1 for 3. Former high pick. One of those guys where it was instructive to fail on Corey Ray. Like, he was once at the top of my draft board, too. A guy with those tools performing in a big conference for 3 years, like, seems pretty stable, and the visual evaluation was electric. And during the one extended spring, I think he might have been rehabbing. He was the best player I saw all spring. And it has just the bat head, the way it drags through the zone. He and Estevan Florial were like, this swing's just not playable type guys. It's Corey Ray for me. All right, so Toledo, 3 for 4. Isaac Paredes in the DH spot. Okay, Derek Hill, really nice day at the bottom of the order. 2 for 2, 2 walks, homered. Zach Short hit a homer. Paredes doubled. So some of the usual suspects here in the upper levels for the Tigers. I guess, Paredes you want to see get everyday at-bats at some point the rest of the year and see him succeed. He's the type of guy who I don't think is going to have a very long shelf life, just athletically. All right, so Worcester at Buffalo. This is the Bo Sox and the Blue Jays. What Wilson is this for Worcester? Oh, Marcus Wilson, yeah. Marcus Wilson, 2 for 4. Everybody else a really light day here for Worcester. Jaron Duran in the leadoff spot with a walk, 2 strikeouts, no hits first 2 nights of the year, no big deal. Reno Espinal, not great. And then Buffalo side, again, like it's just a bunch of one-fers. Nobody, just off of first glance, I'm not going to write about anybody. And but Buffalo 2-0. Gwinnett at Charlotte. This is Braves at White Sox. Drew Waters 2-for-5. I did the thing last night where I looked at every one of Drew Waters at bats to see how they went, and we're going to check again. First pitch swinging. Oh, that's the ninth. Hold on, let's start again. All right, so he took a pitch in the first at bat. Let's see. Took a pitch in the second at bat and swung 3 times and missed. Again, we don't know where any of these are. I don't know if he's chasing. Swung at the first pitch in his third at bat. Hey, he saw 2 pitches in this AB. So both nights he's had an AB where he's seen 2 pitches before he swung. And I'm not watching these ABs, right? So I don't know if it was the right decision or not to swing from where I'm sitting. Truly, I don't. But I'm watching how often this guy swings. He's talented as hell, but he sure likes to swing. All right. Rochester at Lehigh Valley. This is the Twins and the Phils. Spencer Howard only went to 2 innings for Philly in this one. I don't know if that was scheduled or not. Just sitting here off the top of my head. That's a thing. Let me get my rolling notes going here. Hey, Yohan Cruz will be in another post hitting in the morning. Yohan Cruz with Milwaukee, interesting young guy with a really good changeup. Through the other night, I saw him during the spring, so check that out. But yeah, let me get my rolling notes. So we want to check on Spencer Howard. I'll just send someone a text tomorrow, and I'm sure that was probably scheduled, but it might even be online. An explanation from like Tom House next to guy if you want a beat writer for the morning call who covers the Iron Pigs. All right, so no real. Let's see. Yasmani Tomas 2-for-5 with a dinger. That's a great story. And then Gene Segura doubled. I'm pretty confident sitting here that Segura getting. Well, no, I guess I'm looking at this. Does he have a hit by pitch? Did he come out because he got hit by a pitch? Maybe. Oh God, it's been so long since I've read box scores. Oh man, that's really annoying that it keeps doing that. Yeah, so Segura did get hit by a pitch. Okay. People were like, it's further down, dummy. Yeah. It's been a while since I checked the box scores. All right, so there's another one. Let's check on Segura. So he may have left after being hit by a pitch. Again, as I'm sitting here, I'm sure it's already out there, but okay. Indianapolis at Iowa. Pirates Cubs. Yeah, Dustin Fowler with a homer, but no spectacular lines from the Pirates group. Cole Tucker 0-for-3. Kevin Kramer 1-for-4. Will Craig 0-for-'d. Troy Stokes Jr. Is like an interesting bounce back guy who performed until he reached the upper levels with Milwaukee a couple years ago. Pittsburgh's a good place for him. Maybe he gets an opportunity, but in the 7-hole here for the Iowa Cubs. 2-for-4, Abiato Avellino with a home run. This is Rafael Ortega. Hit 2 bombs, 2-for-4 with a walk. And nothing really interesting going on pitching-wise in this game. Blake Wyman. Blake Wyman, the lefty reliever with Pittsburgh, 5 strikeouts and 2 1/3 out of the bullpen. He might be one of those sneaky lefty with plus command relievers. I've seen a little bit of Wyman in my day, and for a relief prospect, he does spot it, man. Like, he might sneak up as one of those, like, those plus command with a breaking ball and a changeup, and doesn't throw all that hard. So I'll check on Wyman. Durham at Memphis, already saw a little bit about what happened in this game. Vidal Brujan hit a leadoff bomb, 2-for-4. And Wander Franco, 2-for-4 with a homer as well. Has played shortstop and then tonight played second base. Brujan with the combo platter for Brujan with the dinger and the stolen base. Oh, here's a good one. Joe Ryan. 5 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts. Joe Ryan's pretty interesting. Actually, let's go to the board for Joe Ryan. Let's revisit what I have written on Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan's one of those guys where even when you look at the pitch data, you're like, how is this guy doing this? All right, so at 45, Joe Ryan as a multi-inning reliever. Here's the report. And I get into some of the pitch data stuff here as well. Zoom in on that. Yeah, he's interesting. I don't know if this is going to play. It's kind of gimmicky. Freddie Peralta was kind of gimmicky too. Like the angle and all that. At one point when Freddie Peralta was with Seattle still, and he was 88-92 and had some body projection. I was really into it. And certainly he's got big league utility as, I mean, look, Freddie Peralta's good. He's evidence that a guy like this can succeed in like a leverage role. It's probably not as like a dominant starter, like, 5 innings, 9 strikeouts. Nobody touched this guy tonight. But I do think he's a real piece, Joe Ryan. So he's in the mix for tomorrow's cut. Oh, and Miles Michaelis had a rehab outing, only 2 1/3 from him. That's kind of scary, but yeah. All right, so maybe some of these weird injury guys before bed I'll check on too, and they might be a smattering of notes at the bottom of the post too, just like, hey, Spencer Howard, Gene Segura, and Miles Michaelis, who've all been hurt this spring, left with an issue or whatever it is. All right, that's it for AAA. Let's go back to the home page here. Right? Like, I'm not missing anybody, am I? Okay, Biloxi at Birmingham. They've gotten the logos for some of them flipped correctly today, but not all of them. So here's an example. We all have kinks to work out. All right, so Biloxi is Milwaukee, and Birmingham is the White Sox still? Yeah. Bryce Terang, 0 for 4 in the leadoff spot. Tristan Lutz, righty corner power bat. Started in center field. That'll be interesting to see. 2 for 4. Peyton Henry, physical catcher with power from Utah, high school kid from Utah from a handful of years ago. 2 for 3 as well. This was opening night for these cats. Probably were postponed yesterday. So Braden Webb in out of the bullpen for Biloxi. Peyton Battenfield did okay. No runs, but didn't miss any bats. Battenfield was acquired from Houston in a small trade. All right. Tequan Forbes, projectable frame from yesteryear. 2 for 3 tonight. Fisher is the first baseman from the small Louisiana school. Right, James Fisher. This guy, man, James Fisher maybe would have been really good if not for injury. Go take a peek at his college numbers. They are video game-like. Some of it's small school for sure, but some of it is he got hurt towards the end, and I don't know if it ever came back. He was already kind of positionless and didn't have the raw juice, but could hit. Oh, so this was a doubleheader. Okay. So the back end of this doubleheader, people didn't really perform great here either. Bryce Terang walked twice, 0 for 2. He's going to do a lot of that, I think. Interesting that he DH'd in this game. Who's this Frias? I don't know anything about this guy. Tyler Frias, switch hitting, 5'9". Yeah, that sounds like someone's type. Another one, Indiana State. All right, so they shoved this guy right to AA, huh? Has this guy performed in the past and just kind of slid under the radar? Because he's an old man. Maybe he has. Like, these OBPs are pretty good. As many walks as strikeouts in Lynchburg. Oh, look at that. He used to be Cleveland. Shocker. 5'9" switch hitting infielder. Cleveland. Shocking. All right, well, I think this is our first hitter to go on the list to check on. Tyler Frias. Certainly, like, look. This is just like a cursory. This is a CYA thing for me. All right, moving on. Yeah, no, only 3 hits from Birmingham in this one. This is Alfredy Gomez. All right, yeah. All right, I know Alfredy. Alfredy's okay. Good for him for striking out 7 in 3 innings. 3 hitless innings. Let's keep trudging away. Bowie at Altoona. Bowie moving 2-0. Robert Newstrom, another good night. 3 for 4 tonight with a double. Jiwan Bay in the leadoff spot again for Altoona at second base, 1 for 5. Mason Martin, 2 for 5. Did not strike out. Travis Mcgregor. I did the broadcaster on St. Patty's Day thing there, didn't I? I'm Irish, it's fine. Travis Mcgregor versus Kyle Bradish in this one. Bradish, New Mexico State, then Angels draft pick, driveline type guy, tight arm circle, really good looking delivery, doesn't repeat. He has no feel for release, his relief only. But this is a good night for him. He's a power pitcher who doesn't throw all that hard, but his stuff plays because it's well designed. He's a big frame kid. He's a good athlete. Like his delivery is explosive. He just has no feel. But he's going to be a good reliever, I think. Travis Mcgregor, 2 1/3, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts for him, though. It's just good to see some of these like high school pitchers that were drafted a handful of years ago by Pittsburgh out there doing anything at all. Forget which of them have been healthy and which ones have not. Sort of running together for me at this point. Binghamton at Akron, 4-1, Rubber Ducks. Richie Palacios at second base, 2 for 4. Richie Palacios, I don't know where he's going to play defensively. It was really rough for me this spring. At third base, he just cannot throw the ball to first base. So maybe he's like a left field type guy, but you got to try it here just because it gives him the best chance of playing if he can find a way to be passable at second base. Okay. Hartford at Richmond. I don't know a whole lot about Coco Montez. This is part of the problem with Colorado is they really don't want to let people into their stuff. All right, so yeah, Elliot Ramos 2 for 5 with his first home run of the year. Not like big enough to stick on there. Ryan Howard, the shortstop from where did he go to school? Is he Missouri? Yeah, Missouri. He had a pretty good night. He's okay, right? Like again, this line in the Eastern League from a shortstop is pretty okay, and then just didn't have it the following year. It was never a great visual eval, so he just kind of fell off. But he's only one statistical season removed from like being pretty good. He's upper level depth probably, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he had a good night last night. Did Ryan Howard 2 doubles. Okay, Montgomery in Tennessee. These guys were also probably postponed yesterday. I would think. The Biscuits are the Rays, and the Smokies are the Cubs. A lot of offers from the Smokies, Miguel Amaya among them. Andy Weber, hitterish middle infield type, another one of these like stocky, middle infield, small Midwest, type of vibe. Lefty stick in this case rather than switch, but his track record of hitting is pretty good. I got to do more work on him for the Cubs list just because this advanced group I didn't see in person during the spring. Christopher Morel with a triple, playing center field. Third base, right field, center field. Like I could see him fitting at any of those spots. Big, rangy, toolsy, power, straight line speed, strikeouts, that type of guy. And great makeup too. Like just being him around the AZL Cubs of a couple years ago that were in the finals. I don't remember if they won or not. I think they lost. But he was definitely that team leader. Cam Sanders. So one of the things about the Cubs spring training and my minor league spring training look at the Cubs is that like 6 guys are throwing really hard out of nowhere. They recently had some turnover, and so anyone like this, like I don't know anything about Cam Sanders, but just because of the nature of like what I'm dealing with now with the Cubs, he had this line: 5 innings, no hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and so I have to check now. Like just the way things, guys coming out of the Cubs have looked, I have to check. So Cam Sanders goes on the list. Shane Baz, top 100 guy, 4 hitless innings and a walk, 4 punch-outs. Awesome. Good for him. Keep it together, Shane. All right, Erie and Reading. Erie and Reading. This is Tigers at Fightin' Phils. Riley Green, homer, 2 for 5. I think I said last night that I'm trying to have an itchy trigger finger with this guy as far as moving him up the list. What Gonzalez is this? Ryan Kryler, 0 for 6. So Erie, put up 14 runs, including 6 in the 9th. Off of who? A couple of guys, Jonathan Hennigan, mostly. More this one. Francisco Morales, not a great start for him in Reading. Young guy, has, it's relievery, it's a great body and velo and a hell of a slider. But it's, what are you going to do? There's got to be a third pitch there, So Uriel Gonzalez. So this is a name that I've seen before. Don't know a lot about him. Switch hitting, first base. He's 26. Born in Mayaguez. Mayaguez? I think it's Mayaguez, yeah. But Science and Arts? Oklahoma? First of all, Oklahoma, I underestimated you. Science and Arts? So Yariel's numbers in 18 were pretty stellar. He's a higher OBP guy too. Switch hitting bat, I don't know, he's 26. We'll just kind of watch it for later. If he keeps raking, then maybe. Just a big night for the Erie Seawolves. Harrisburg at Somerset. Nationals at Yankees. 1 for 4 night from Florial, 2 punch-outs. Dermis Garcia, former big-time international signee. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. That's sort of a microcosm of how this one has gone. What did he weigh in? I'm going to over-under for Dermis' listed weight is 243. Oh, no way. No way. 200. Hey, Archie. All right. So no performers really. Well, Diego Castillo. The Yankees have a lot of these guys. All right, well, Semple. I don't know anything about the Semple guy. Sean Semple. I'm not typically like a flag paraphernalia type of dude, but I just kind of dig these. Is it reminding me like the Patriot League logo, and that's why I'm into it? Sean Semple from New Orleans, 11th rounder. So the 11th round guys are always, this is always like a, hey, check me out signal from these teams, especially if the guys start performing, because this is the first pick of day 3, and it's a guy that the team likes. There's no senior sign games being played or anything like that. They're just taking who they think is, or maybe they, done some calculation and figured out where they are, like beneath the bonus pool, and they can take an overslot gamble on somebody they like, and they want to get a target that they like the first pick of day 3 after they've like agreed to numbers with draftees. And so Simple's 2017, so it's been a while for me not to know who this guy is, but strikeout per inning here, almost a strikeout per inning there. 4 levels. Got the AAA, now shoved in a start, so probably worth checking out. I guess I have to get on the phone. Okay. All right, I'm satisfied with that. All right, this is the big one, right? This is the Chattanooga matchup. Hunter Green, wow, good for him. 5 innings, 3 hits, no walks, 8 punch-outs. I wonder how that looked. Is this Nick Howard? All right, so Nick Howard's 28 now, former first-round pick. He was never my cup of tea because he was just so relief only for me, but he was the team's first rounder once upon a time, and he fell on tough times. So it's just good to see him back at all. Like, look at some of these: 50 walks in 38 innings, 31 walks in 20 innings. 34 and 52 is not great, but certainly an improvement there in 20, and then just sort of didn't play. So it's cool to see him back. Good for him. Reaver San Martin is a dude I like. Low slot. Like 5'10" guy. Maybe he's 5'10". Pitchability. Maybe a bulk reliever if you like him. So Reed Detmer is only 1 2/3. He threw 50 pitches, though, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just yanked him because of the workload through less than 2 innings. But a clunker for Reed Detmer is the Angels' first rounder from last year in his first go. Adrian Almeida is an interesting former minor league Rule 5 pick. Lefty with big stuff and just zero idea where it's going. Comes from the Mets originally. Like, we'll show you 99 pretty consistently, but just has no clue. All right, so these guys got rained out last night, so let's see who's here. Alejo Lopez, Phoenix area high schooler. Greenway High School, Tim Salmon's alma mater. He was a great high school player, man. That team that he was on was awesome. Jose Israel Garcia with a bomb, 1 for 4. Okay. San Antonio at Corpus Christi. This is the Padres at the Astros. Pedro Leon played shortstop tonight, had 3 strikeouts, 0 for 4. Scott Mania, catcher with Pop, who they got from the Mets in a trade a couple years ago, 2 for 4. He had a double. Gray Kessinger, utility type guy from Ole Miss, was an early round pick. Was he a comp pick or something? From 2019. Gray Kessinger, 2 for 4 with a homer. Who was that off of? Keel. Okay. Keel gave up 3. This is Adrian Martinez, 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, no runs. Henry closed this one out for San Antonio. Mason Fox's velo's down right now, and he walked 3 guys tonight, so I think he's still going to be in the 35 pluses on the Padres list. Lefty reliever with a vertical slot, so I'm into that. CJ Abrams at shortstop tonight, 1 for 3 with a walk. All right, Wichita Wind Surge at Springfield Cardinals. Archie, stay close, dude. Delvin Perez in the leadoff spot again. Juan Yepes, first base, 2 for 3. This is Chad Pinder's brother. Oh, what's his name? From Clemson. Chase. Yeah. He homered tonight. He'll do that. He's got some pop. Nick Plummer in the lineup, 1 for 3. Former first rounder. He doubled. Those cold weather city kids, it's tough. Nolan Gorman, 2 strikeouts, 0 for 4. We're probably a little too high on him. He might just be a 50. I think he should probably be below Nolan Jones on the 100. They're of a sort. And Jones, the plate discipline piece is turned on 8. And it's not for Nolan. It's not bad, it's just not Jones. But their other stuff is pretty similar. For Wichita, yeah, Ernie De La Trinidad, 2 for 4. Only multi-hit. Oh no, Aaron Whitfield had with 2 for 3 with triple. Jose Miranda, the Puerto Rican second base, third base, stick-oriented guy, like a shift-aided defender, homered, 1 for 4. Brian Sammons, 6 strikeouts, 4 1/3. He's on the Twins' honorable mentions if people want to check that out. Andre Palante, 7 strikeouts in 3 innings. Whoa. Is this Ray Black? No, Grant Black. Okay. I'm going to say 4 walks is bad. Pensacola at Mississippi. This is Miami at Atlanta. Victor Mesa, 1 for 4. JJ Bleday, 2 for 3. Nick Fortes, 2 for 4. Not a lot going on over there. Nothing really happening in the Mississippi lineup. Shea Langlear's 0 for 3. This is Chris Withrow. Matthew Withrow. Texas Tech 2015. Yeah, he's struck out a bunch of dudes in the past, too. Okay, Matthew Withrow, 5 punch-outs in 2 innings of relief, so just kind of what I'm filing away for now. Oh, that's right, it was Max Meyer's debut. 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. You're probably right about him. He is very significant. And as much as, look, I love unearthing guys like this, if Sean Semple's anything, and talking about, sneaky, hey, this guy, Blake Wyman might be a big leaguer for a decade just because he commands the shit out of it. I don't know, but they don't have this ability. So ideally, a guy like this headlines a post. All right, Midland at Frisco. Nicky Allen, 0 for Logan Davidson, 1 for 3. Jeremy Ironman homered. He homered a couple times for me during the spring, too. He's an oppo, strength guy. All right, he pulled this one. That's a good sign. Bubba Thompson, 2 strikeouts, 1 for 5. JP Martinez, 2 for 4 with a walk and a double. Bubba's lone hit was a triple. Steele Walker, 2 for 5. Davis Wenzel, 0 for 2, playing shortstop. That's the notable thing here. Matt Watley, 2 for 4. Great defensive catcher. Alex Spiess, 3 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. Big stuff from Spiess was 97-99 with a plus breaking ball when I saw him this spring. Definitely, once he found feel for his slider, late in his appearance, he was nails. Delivery is very scary. Very scary still. Amarillo at Tulsa. This is D-backs at Dodgers. Nothing really going on the D-back side. I think that's Ryder Jones, I'm going to guess. The homer. Tommy Henry, clunker. Looked good when I saw him in what I suppose was his last minor league spring outing. Inning and a third. 5 earned. I don't know what it's like to play in Amarillo. I don't know what it's like to play in Tulsa. I know that there's a lot of wind at Papago Park the other day, and it really impacted the way the game played. And the one time I was in Amarillo, it's so flat and windy, and the earth is parched and curling up from the ground, and these just curls of like gray, more like gray looking dirt. Anyway, Michael Busch 2 for 4 with a double. Romer Quadrado. I always say Quadrado. Romer Quadrado, who's like right, probably first base or DH. Here he is in left field. He's like that size, plus power, and probably like a 3-bat. Oh, Busch homer too. All right, so homer to double for Michael Busch probably means he gets on. Or he's in the mix. Andre Jackson, mid-rotation guy for me. Well, he's a 45, like a 4-5. He's good. I think he's a rotation piece on a good team. So here he is. How many pitches? 62. All right. Kind of interesting to see who's up to, what kind of speed people are up to, pitch count wise. Northwest Arkansas at Arkansas. This is I almost said the Chiefs. The Royals at the Mariners. So this is one to sort of focus on for me right now because I'm working on these lists. Nick Prado, 1 for 2 with a walk. Definitely had a better spring. Check out the Royals list for more. Jonathan Bolin, wow. 10 punch-outs, 5 innings, 5 base runners. Big start for him. Darren Mccacken. There's a McKeegan and a Mccacken in the Mariners system, and they both have had little velo spikes. But Mccacken has always done a lot of this, the no walks. They're both realistically like depth types. Joe Rizzo at first base, 23-year-old Joe Rizzo. Right. So you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but like up at the top, I'm accumulating tabs just to remind myself who it is I'm preparing to write about. And like already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys would be enough for me to put in a post and call it good, but we've only checked half the box scores. You can't not check the rest of the box scores just because I found enough guys. It's 11:35 now. Okay, Dayton at Great Lakes, mostly offers. Ray, what Ray is this? There's nothing really going on here. This doesn't want to populate correctly, so I'm just going to move on. Hickory at Greensboro. Texas at Pittsburgh. Leover Peguero, 2 for 5. He homered again, second of the year. Nick Gonzalez homered. He was also 2 for 4. Man, between these guys coming out the gate hot the first 2 days, and Rowanty Contreras' first start, and Swaggerty homering yesterday, it's just a pretty good look at the Pirates' system in the box scores here. Jared Triolo, another guy who maybe didn't get as much shine because he was an SEC dude without a lot of tools on a roster with a lot of guys who do have them. He's an interesting bat to ball. Infield 40, maybe. So is Jack Herman. Matt Gorski's got a really athletic swing, but has 0 feel. My boy Tanaj Thomas, 3 innings, 7 strikeouts. So he's a candidate as well. Tanaj Thomas, acquired from Cleveland in the Jordan Luplow deal. Converted infielder who's look, this is at some point Jake DeGrom looked like this guy, where it's perfect pitcher's body and delivery, super athletic, and Tanaj is, the arm strength came in a big way. Cole Reagan's coming off of a couple Tommy Johns, was 91, 92 the day I was at the field when he threw this spring. Changeup is still good. Lefty with the changeup is probably going to be something, or has a good chance to be something. So hanging on to hope for him, but the Cole Hamels comps from his initial pro ball foray, that stuff is kind of going away just because he's been hurt. But fingers crossed. Brooklyn at Asheville, so weird to see this. Headache 3 for 5. Who's the Cody? Jose Butto in the Mets system. Some people think he's interesting. I think that he's kind of generic, not a banger of a night for him. Yeah. Rome at Winston-Salem. This is Atlanta at White Sox again. Yolmer Sanchez, Cuban shortstop who can pick it. 3 for 4 night for him. Milto, I don't know that name. Not as much gas in some of these. Bryce Ball homered, so KG will get a kick out of that. Aberdeen at Wilmington. Let's see. Nothing interesting going on in the Oreos. Let's go to Aberdeen. Toby Welk. Ballmer. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I can do the Philly one because that's where I'm from, but I can't do Ballmer. And then Washington, Joan Adon here in the start of this game for Wilmington. He's a reliever, I think. I think for a season like this, with all the injuries that we've seen already, which we anticipated collectively, I think it wasn't uncommon to hear people say, one of the things that I'll be watching for this year is, pitchers coming off of shorter workloads in a 160-game season, and I agree with that. And so to have Adon stretched out this year, I guess makes sense. But long term, I think that guy's just a solid middle reliever. Lake County at Lansing. Lansing, careful with the offensive numbers here. George Valera 2 for 4. Brian Rooker over 5. Come on, bro. Logan Allen, the lefty from Florida International. Good luck with that. 8 strikeouts over 5 innings, only allowed 2 base runners, so Cleveland just does this. They do it, man. They find the guys who execute their secondary stuff, and then they make their stuff better. Pretty good. Nothing going on with the Lansing lineup. The A's. A's are now Lansing. Gonna have to try to remember some of this stuff eventually, but it's not there now. Brandon, the town of Lockridge, 4 for 5. Really speedy center fielder. Can really go get it in center field. 4 for 5 with a double and a triple tonight. Ken Waldachuk's kind of interesting, too. Not a great start for him, but this type of shorter starter, opener or long relief role is kind of, I see that for him. Lefty with deception type guy. The jersey, so it's not the Lakewood Blue Claws anymore, it's the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. A bunch of overs for the Blue Claws. Kevin Gowdy, the former comp rounder, started. The prep arms from that time period, not the best, right? Is anyone who, from that group that's really blown up, who did the Braves, was that the Muller draft for them, or was that Wentz? Anyway, this is Philly had most of the other good prep arms from the tier above Gowdy got scooped up right in front of where they picked. And this is who they ended up with. And he's okay. He was a good prospect, but it hasn't really worked out. Oh, this guy's interesting. Adams. He did not have a good... This is another Mike Adams, not like the old Padres reliever. This dude signed kind of randomly out of a workout in a facility outside Philly. There's stuff been written about it. Mike Adams. It's a pretty cool story. Quad Cities at South Bend. This is Kansas City at the Cubbies. Jason Guzman, again, check the Royals list. I'm pretty high on him. 2 for 5. Asa Lacy, pro debut, 2 1/3. 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. Drew Parrish, piggybacking with him is interesting. Lefty from Florida State. Pitchability lefty with a changeup. So here you go. 4 1/3, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Pitchability lefties with a changeup, man. They will get you there. Burl Carraway threw in relief for the Cubs. He was 4-6 with an absolute hammer curveball for me this spring. He's going to be a power reliever. Western Michigan at Fort Wayne. This is Detroit at San Diego. Dylan Dingler, 2 for 4 with a home run. Nothing else really going on in the Western Michigan box score. Kind of generic in the Fort Wayne box score as well. Luis Almanzar got a lot of money as an amateur. Never really had the physicality and explosion in pro ball that he had on tape in the DR. And some of that workout stuff. He's at first base now. I did see him hit a couple balls hard this spring, though. Okay. Oh, Bowling Green at Greenville. This is Tampa Bay, right? Yeah, Pedro Martinez, Blake Hunt, Noah Cardenas. Noah Cardenas, another West Coast College guy or Ruben Cardenas, excuse me, from Fullerton. West Coast College guy who, like a second-tier school out there, really performed. Kind of a one-note, bat-only type guy, but has always performed. So 3 for 5 night for him with a double. Grant Witherspoon, who I watched a lot over the winter in Australia, homered. Tulane, center field, first base. Interesting mix of defensive versatility there. Yeah, who's this Aranda guy? Is he going to sneak up on us too? Jonathan Aranda? There's some data flags in this guy, if I remember correctly. Career OBP is strong. Like this type of line from an infielder is interesting, and he crushed in Mexico over the winter. So I do think Jonathan Aranda is like a super, if you want like a hyper deep sleeper. Not for like your fantasy team or whatever, but just like this guy has some sneaky stuff going on where he looks interesting, but I know he's like a husky boy second base, below average athlete type. Jay Groom threw for Greenville, 2 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, 5 earned. No, this is Peyton Battenfield, right? Yeah. This is who they got from Houston. Tanner Dotson, the former two-way guy, I don't think they're going to do that anymore. I hope that they do, but there's just less reason if the universal DH is a thing to have a two-way guy. Maybe they should do it. Like, what's Dotson going to do, though? Like, the stuff that he can do in center field, Manny Margot is just better at, Kevin Kiermaier is just better at, It just seems pretty unlikely that they're going to do that stuff. All right, Cedar Rapids at Peoria. We're approaching midnight here. 2 for 5. Joe Donovan from Michigan. Pretty good college performer. Oh, no, wait, Brandon Donovan. Look at me like goofing all this tonight. South Alabama. He's born in Germany. Cool. Performed in 2019 as well. How about that? Brendan Donovan. Okay. Let some of the older guys kind of perform for a while before I even bother asking about them. Alec Burleson from East Carolina, their second rounder last year, I want to say. 2-5 with a home run. Another guy who was a two-way player in college. Malcolm Nunez, who folks probably know that he had the DSL stat line to end all DSL stat lines a couple years ago. He's an interesting prospect, but not like an obvious super stud. And then over here, Spencer Steer, shortstop from Oregon, physical guy, fast in a straight line, some strength-driven power. But Matt Wallner, 3 for 4 with 2 homers, lefty power stick from Creighton. 3 for 4 with 2 bombs probably makes the cut. It's going to be hard to cut Matt Wallner. Wisconsin at Beloit. This is Miami at Milwaukee. Connor Scott, 2 for 5 with a double. Good. Will Banfield, 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Home run. Cameron Meissner, 2 for 3. So a pretty good day for the prospecty dudes at the top of the Beloit lineup. Griffin Conine, 2 strikeouts. Love that Griffin Conine's Marlin now. Garrett Mitchell was pinch hit for. It's kind of strange. So I got to check on that too, I guess. Garrett Mitchell. And Mitchell's got enough buzz right now. Not like people are writing about him and stuff. I like Garrett Mitchell a lot, but I just don't think he belongs in the 100. Not right now. That swing's got to be different. He can still do a lot of things. But I look at him and I look at why am I blanking on his name? It's because it's almost midnight. Swaggerty, Travis Swaggerty. Swaggerty and Mitchell. Swaggerty is, if Mitchell doesn't change his swing, then that's what Mitchell will become, which is just, he'll be a 50 when he's at AA, but he's not right now. Like a AA performing Garrett Mitchell's a 50. David Hamilton, who I mentioned yesterday, 2 for 4. Triple. Chad McClanahan, whose parents I met this spring. They're very nice. Home run. Good for him. They're taking a ladder around to some of the complexes that they couldn't get into to watch their kid play. Vancouver versus Tri-Cities. This is Toronto versus the Angels. Not really a lot going on. Sean Weimer and whatever Johnson this is had a rough first couple innings. It must have been a mess. My thoughts are with whatever Scott's wrote this game. What was our time of game? 3:41. Yowza. Yeah, no thanks. Jordan Adams, good for you. 2 for 5 with a dinger. Another 2-hit night for Brendan Davis, but he's got to not be at A-ball, though, for me to care about Brendan Davis. Eugene at Spokane. San Francisco at Colorado. Logan Wyatt, 2 for 4. Bunch of one-fers on the other side of the scorecard here. Aaron Schunk, third base. Brenton Doyle, center field. Jack Blomgren, that's who maybe I was thinking of. Having come out. Not Joe Donovan. Oh, Chris McMahon. Early pick out of University of Miami. 5 innings. 6 hits, 1 walk, 2 earned, 6 strikeouts. So a fine pitching performance for him. And a good piece of news for Rockies farm system fans. Everett at Hillsborough, Seattle at the D-backs. Corbin Carroll, 1 for 3, 2 walks. Ryan Nelson started, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts for him, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 earned. Another one where his stuff plays in that Kyle Bradish mold, but except this guy throws 96 and above. Levi Stout, coming off a TJ. I'm a sucker for Levi Stout. Stall him. I like my Pennsylvania guys. And Stout went to Lehigh. And plus changeup was up to 6 in college. Breaking ball was bad. Had a relief look to me. Then had TJ. Reworked the slider during rehab, and it's better now. So we'll see how he performs. 7 strikeouts in his first start is a good start. Zach DeLoach. He's got a 4th outfield vibe for me. Homer tonight, 2 for 3. All right, let's do our low A's. Low A. All right, I'm going to pull up Savant here. Some of these are going to be available. including this one. I'm going to take my 6-digit code from the URL. Alan Serta 3 for 5 with a triple. Reese Hines homered in this one. Let's see what the game feed says on this game. They find me out and block it. Nope. Cool. All right. So Alan Serta hit a ball 106 today. Reese Hines' home run was 103. And he hit a double at 101. Danny Lantigua, another guy with big power, strikes out a ton for like a 40% strikeout rate guy. Hit a ball 101. Jordan Walker hit the piss out of one again. Who threw hard in this game? Let's see. Whoa, Edgardo Rodriguez. Oh no, who's this? Ricky Karcher? Who's that? Well, Ricky Karcher. I don't know who Ricky Karcher is. Karcher. He walked 3 guys. Anybody else really perform here? Levi Prater struck out 6. Okay. Ricky Karcher, 23 years old, 2017 draft, 13th round out of Walter State Community College, one of the better JUCOs in the country. 6'4", 195. All right. He's throwing hard. 98 with big spin. Yeah, Luis Tena is another one where... where are we at on Luis Tena? That's a name that I knew. Why do I feel like I would have thought putting him on the list? No, he's on there. That's good. That would be embarrassing. He's too low, probably. He's a young kid throwing that hard. Oh, Valentina. 21 up to 96. Secondaries are fringy is what I had. Okay. Is there a video of this guy? No. Okay, so he just exists as a piece of data still. What sort of other stuff is Tina working with here? Change-ups mostly. So yeah, like here's the breaking ball. You can see it doesn't really spin, but I mean that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It goes straight down. No, no swings and misses on any of this secondary stuff. No swings and misses in general, but hard-throwing young guy. So I guess in the honorable mentions seems okay for now, right? Like there's nothing obviously there. He got his ass handed to him, right? Just, kid just throwing hard. All right, let's move on. Myrtle Beach, Charleston. This is Cubs at, I almost said Yankees. Rays now, right? Yeah. Cubs at Rays. A lot of one-fers and oh-fers among the Ed Howard, Yason Santana, Jordan Nwogu. Definitely good prospects. Just didn't play well last night. Cole Wilcox. Yeah, I'm just going to add him to the list just because. Just want to check on Cole Wilcox. Cole Wilcox. Yeah, we'll check on Cole Wilcox. All right, nobody really performed offensively there. Now, sort of loose team. I got a bunch of writing to do still. It's almost midnight. Jupiter at St. Lucie. Dio Will Burgos. Oh, so this is the other one, right, that has pitch tracking. Hey, what happened here? There we go. Tanner Murphy, all right. Shervin Newton hit the ball hard again. Hit 2 balls really hard last night. Here's the DOO Burgos bomb, 97 at 27 degrees of launch. Okay. Pitch velos. See who's throwing hard and whatnot right now. Racing Santos. Who's that? There's Big Sean Reynolds, a guy with huge power who's going to pitch this year too, which I didn't see before the Marlins list came out, but here he is, big time arm strength, so that's pretty interesting. How about that, Sean Reynolds? Let's add him to the list, shall we? That's an interesting factoid. Sean Reynolds was throwing 95 last night in relief. Op. Why do I know this name? Op. Oh, because from Summer League basketball back in Pennsylvania, there was a player named, whose last name was Op. This guy's from the UK and went to Army. His name is Cam Op. Cam Op. Okay, cool. Any of these other guys doing anything? Let's see, anybody else do anything velo-wise or stuff-wise here? Big spin, Luis Moreno. 3,100 RPMs. 3 innings out of the pen for Luis Moreno. 3,100 RPMs on his breaking ball. He is 21. 6'2", 170. Missed a bunch of bats across, well, just in the DSL in 2019. So that's an interesting one, too. See, like the data piece of this, all of a sudden you have one more super interesting thing to write about. 1 swinging strike on these. It's not like this guy's dominating with it, right? Dan Goggin. Can I get some swinging strikes? Who got a bunch of swinging strikes? Cam Op did, didn't he? Cam Op got a lot of swinging strikes. And Sean Reynolds kind of did too. How about that? Yermin Lara. I don't know some of these names. All right, cool. Anybody else really like? Racing Santos struck out 2. He's closing for St. Lucie. Yeah, like he struck out guys 2019 too. All right, so some of these guys are definitely going to get cut. I've got way too many tabs open, which is like a thing that I tend to do. But the data piece of the low A games has been really cool. What did I do? Let's get back to our stuff. All right. Salem versus Delmarva. I saw the video of Gilberto Jimenez beating out a routine ground ball to second base because he's so fast, and that's him. Nick Decker, 2 for 3. Nick Northcutt homered. But Nick Decker, nice to see him healthy and performing. 2 for 3 for Nick Decker, New Jersey high schooler from a couple years ago. Jordan Westberg, third base. Gunnar Henderson, shortstop. Daryl Hernandez, second base. 2 for 5 for Westberg. Gunnar Henderson homered. Cameron Cannon homered. Or that's not Cameron Cannon. I'm getting my wires crossed because the Red Sox are over here. Jordan Cannon, who catches. That's why it said C. Cannon. Okay. Zach Peak, who's one of the guys who came over from the Angels in a trade. Fort Myers, 13. Bradenton, 4. Casey Legumina, 6 strikeouts. Eddie Yeen got lit up. Got 1 out. 5 earned in the first. So, who had the big day? Keone Cavaco, 3 for 5 with a double. Okay. Junior Severino, 2 for 3. All right, so good night for the Fort Myers Bats. Wow, Lynchburg, 19. Fredericksburg, 3. 21 hits for Lynchburg Hillcats. Yikes. Kenzie Noel, another good night. 3 for 6. This is Corey Holland. Corey Holland, 4 for 6 with a double. Martinez is this. Oh, Angel Martinez got sent to Lynchburg already? Okay. Well, maybe he'll get written about. 4 for 5 with 2 doubles. So a huge night for Lynchburg. Carlos Sejas, and the national system's not good, but Sejas got lit up. Yankowski got lit up. Thomas Alastre got lit up. Rough night for that one. How long did this one take? 3:18. All right, that's not bad. Man, what was going on in low A? Tampa 19, Dunedin 9. Over under 4 hours for this guy. 3:57. I don't know. Did Yosfer Zulu Leta get scratched? He threw 3 pitches. Huh? Something happened there? Another guy who I got to check on that maybe got hurt? What's going on? Yosfer Zulu Leta is a Cuban signee who I didn't know a whole lot about until he threw last fall. Was throwing hard. Okay, so who performed for the Yankees, guys? Who's Chaparro? Trevor Hauer, another home run. He's got 3 now. Probably worth writing about him. He did this 2 nights in a row. But, maybe the Dunedin pitching staff's not very good. All right, we're in our home stretch here, folks. Stick with me. We're just after midnight now, 12:05. Evan Carter, 2 for 4. I gotta check my email. Marcus Smith, 2 for 4. I like Marcus Smith a lot, too. This is down east at Indianapolis, Texas, at White Sox. Evan Carter and Marcus Smith, 2 young outfielders who are good looking for Texas. Jose Rodriguez, hitterish, middle infield type, compact, that type of dude I like. For the White Sox, shortstop tonight. Kind of dig him. He doubled as well. James Beard with a home run. Is that it? Is that his first pro home run? Oh, he hit 2 in 2019. Okay. All right, man. I wonder what that looked like. I can't see James Beard hitting a home run in my mind's eye. I've just never seen it. He just doesn't have that kind of power. Jared Kelly threw in this one? Left after 2/3. What's happening, yo? Pitches, strikes. Kelly, 35 pitches he threw in the first. That's why he came out. He probably didn't get hurt. But anyway, when was the Beard? 3rd inning was the Beard home run. Was there a feed for this? I just want to see if I want to see what this looks like. James Beard is a speedster. Can't believe he homered. So right away, what happened here? That stream is starting in the middle of the game and the audio is terrible. What inning is it? I don't even know. It doesn't say. In the score bug, it doesn't say what inning it is. All right, well, this is going to be a losing battle. Maybe it's on Twitter or something. Extra innings, Lakeland at Clearwater, Tigers at Phillies, 4 for 6. Cooper Johnson had a double. Did Cooper. Kingston Liniak, high school outfielder from California, homered in his only hit in a 1 for 6 effort. Gage Workman, 2 for 6. Make Abel's pro debut, 2 1/3, 3 earned. Johan Rojas, 2 for 6 with a double. Nice to see Luis Garcia have another good night, 2 for 5 for back-to-back games for him now. Casey Martin, 0 for 5, 4 strikeouts. That's yikes. You want him to not be the guy that he was at the end of his college career. He has elite tools. He just doesn't know what to swing at and what not to. It's kind of important. Turns out Carolina Mudcats at Fayetteville Woodpeckers. This is Houston. This lineup is like totally foreign looking to me. Who are these guys? Who the hell are these guys? Ronaldo Urdaneta. Barefoot I know. Correa I know because I know his brother. So do you. But like Luke Berryhill I guess I know too, but like Moclair suit? Who is this Moclair or Monclair guy? In the Brewers half of the box score, here's Gabe Holt from Texas Tech. He was a good college player. He'll do well at the lower levels. This Campbell guy, Noah Campbell, he's got real big physicality, so he should do well here too. Joe Gray, I like Joe Gray. Like he can really play center field, I think. I just don't know if Joe Gray's gonna hit. Joey Weimer, same deal. Like Joey Weimer took some of the hardest cuts I saw all spring, but I don't know if he's gonna hit. Caden Lemons, Tennessee high school projection guy from a couple years ago. Velo has not really happened for him. All right, Salem at Delmarva. This is game 2. Jimenez 2 for 4 in this game. I don't think anybody blew up in a big way combined in the 2 games that I want to write about here. Columbia at Augusta. Wow, 1 hit for Columbia. Who did that? Combined 1 hitter for these guys with Augusta? Brent Burgess? Spartanburg Methodist. Okay, Alec Barter, or at least that's a name I know from NC State. Okay. Ben Thompson, Chandler Gilbert Community College. Okay. Well, I did not know about him when he was picked. Good job by the Braves. That's my backyard. Okay, Mark Moclair, Tampa College, 2018, round 12. Well, I'll ask KG about him. Didn't really pitch a whole lot in 2019, but had a good start. So Mark Moclair. Interesting. All right, Lake Elsinore at Visalia. These are the old school. It feels right to round it out with the Cal League, basically. Yeah. Brandon Valenzuela, the physical catcher, 2 for 3 tonight. So Angeles homered. Yorabiel Angeles. So that's interesting. 2 of the stock-up guys who looked good during minor league spring training. Might be a time to... I don't think this is sufficient to, sneak Valenzuela in there and, write his list blurb at the same time that I'm doing work for tomorrow. Jorge Barosa. Carlos Guarate pitched for Lake Elsinore, 4 innings, 6 strikeouts, no walks. He's okay. Low 90s, maybe you'll see 94 from him, can pitch for how old he is. Blake Walston, 7 strikeouts, 5 innings. It's an okay line for Blake Walston. Fresno at San Jose. This is Rockies, at Giants. Canario 2 for 3 again. Another 2-hit night for Canario. Marco Luciano, 1 for 5. Okay, satisfied with that one. Stockton at Modesto. Kevin Richards, still super duper raw. I don't think it's going to happen for him. 2 for 5. Jose Dicachea, 2 2 2/3, 6 Ks. He's definitely a stuff up guy from minor league camp. More consistently in the mid 90s, 2 good breaking balls. Well, maybe it's 1 good breaking ball that the shape of which is just inconsistent, but it's still pretty good. So Jose Dicachea is an interesting 400K from 2019 high schooler in the Tucson area. And then for Modesto, Mariners, Noelvi Marte 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks at the top of the order there. Yeah. Rancho Cucamonga at Inland Empire. Dodgers at Angels. Brandon Lewis, 1 for 4, home run. Jake Vogel tripled. Brandon Lewis was like UC Irvine? Guy who lost a bunch of weight and stock exploded, really performed. Was like an interesting young for the class guy with a short statistical track record. You could argue that you're kind of just seeing the tip of the iceberg with him. Yorbeat Vivas, a guy I like, lefty, stick, diminutive, middle infielder, 2 for 5 tonight. Kyron Paris, 2 for 4 with a triple. And 2 bags he stole. Jeremiah Jackson took a couple bags as well. So that's pretty cool. And then here, look at this line. Jose Salvador, lefty that they got from the Reds. I forget what deal this was. 4 1/3, 12 strikeouts. So he'll go on there. 4 1/3, 12 strikeouts. Is there a video of this? All right. All right, so let me go to the site real quick and let's see. Oh, that's WordPress. Jose Salvador. He's been on there before. 35 plus. Above average fastball, above average breaking ball projection here before the trade. You can see he's performed. Has missed bats consistently. Was 25th on the last Reds list. Here's your report. All right, where did I don't remember what innings it was. Let's just see if we can no-scope it here.
The high school in Chino.
We're just getting behind home plate. Camera angle here may not be the best for our purposes. Well, where'd it go? Come on now, you can do it. You can do it, MILB TV. Get there, get there. That's pretty good. Got a Twins hat on. That was pretty good. Come on now, I want to see Jose Salvador breaking ball. Both cats have now joined me in the yard. All right, so this is my mix of guys to write about for tomorrow. It will for sure get whittled down. Jerry Kelly's not on the list, but Mo Claire just going to ask about. This will get whittled down substantially. Look at all these names. These are the guys who had the, the notable performances tonight. Who really shoved or raked or whatever you want to say. So now I'm going to leave you, since Jonathan Bolin shoved, I'm going to leave you with some Bolin video from this spring. This is fresh. In this outing, he was 94 to 97. Breaking stuff has distinct shape. You know, he's got a slider cutter thing and like a curveball slider thing. They're both kind of in between shape-wise, but they are distinct from one another. So I think that they're both going to have some utility. Maybe not like universal utility, like I can back foot this to lefties and throw it for strikes and like also run it away from righty. Like I don't think it's going to be that, but I do think that they're both going to have some amount of utility. But the changeup is the one where if he's got a chance to miss bats, it's going to be the changeup. So thanks for joining me again. I'm going to start writing these little ditties for tomorrow's text readout. And see you again tomorrow night.
You doing all right? To you. I give it.